welcome to another day here in Bronie's world. And it's that time of the month again when I have my absolutely most wonderful friend and one of the most sought after naturopathic doctors in the world, Dr. Joel Wallach, here with us today. And before we get too far started, remember, guys, we aren't here to cure anything. We're not making any health claims here. We are giving you information and advice. And if you don't follow proper protocols, you will have health issues. So we're just here to offer you advice and information. And what better person to do that than my dear friend, Dr. Joel Wallach, who is the man behind a lot of the research and the things that doctors are only just starting to get right now.
Okay. Can you hear me all right?
So today I thought I would ask, we're ready. So today I thought we would ask the doc, because this is a subject that has confused me as to what it actually meant for many years. And so I thought I would ask the doc, because it's one of his favorite topics, to explain the concept or what fractionized nutrition actually is.
Okay.
And how does it differ to the whole food nutrition?
Okay.
So, Doc, over to you.
Well, you have to appreciate you're not going to get all your vitamins and minerals and amino acids and all that kind of stuff by eating one kind of food every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's fractionalized. So I eat well. I have fried chicken for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I have orange juice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I have cut cucumbers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm covering the territory. No, that's fractionated. First of all, plants only need 3 minerals to be a good plant, make baby plants and survive and all that kind of stuff. We need 60. When you look at the sort of the numbers of various human cultures, the people who live in the Himalayan mountains, the Hunzas, their average life expectancy is 120. Many live to be 130, 140, 150. They don't have any medical doctors at all. But they do have glacial milk coming down from the mountains. And glacial milk is actually just glacial water with a lot of white ground up minerals from the glaciers. And it looks like milk, so they call it glacial milk. But they're getting, 100 minerals in that glacial milk, which they use for fertilizer in their gardens. They use glacial milk for drinking. Okay. They use glacial milk for cooking. So they're getting minerals, 3 meals a day. And they're living to be 120, 130, 140. We have thousands of medical doctors. We spend billions of dollars every year to make medical doctors happy and follow their advice. And yet our average lifespan is only, I think it's 74. We rank 47th in the world in longevity compared to the Hunzas, who were number 1. We rank 47th out of the top 100 cultures in America. We only rank 47th. That's not very good.
No, and they reckon we have the US, Australia have better medical systems, though.
Yeah, we're spending billions of dollars to make the medical doctors happy, taking all their symptomatic treatments. Now, the symptomatic treatments, it's kind of like when you have a fire in your bedroom and you throw a blanket on top of the bed, is that going to guarantee you're going to put out the fire? Probably not. Okay. And so we have a problem here with our ability for health and longevity for 2 reasons. Number one, we follow fractionated nutrition, meaning most people will eat cereal for breakfast or pancakes for breakfast, things like wheat, barley, rye, oats, and buckwheat pancakes and that kind of stuff, all of which destroy your lining of your intestines so you cannot efficiently absorb nutrients. So even if you're supplementing, you're not going to get a good result, because if you're using gluten, okay, products, wheat, barley, rye, and oats, you mean oatmeal. I mean, how many people eat oatmeal for breakfast? 2, 3 mornings, 7 mornings a week.
More people than not.
More people than not. Same way with Wheaties, okay? Same way with buckwheat pancakes. Oh, that's a delicacy. I get that 3, 4 days out of the week. Okay, well, that's why you're in trouble with your health. Okay. And so you have to appreciate plants only need 3 minerals to flourish and make good seeds for the next generation. And plants do not make minerals. Plants do not make minerals. Plants make they make carbohydrates, they make carbon compounds. Okay. And so when you live in a certain area, there's a deficiency in minerals, because minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. Does gold and silver occur everywhere? No. There's gold veins in this state, and 3 states away there's none. Okay, because there's no vein of gold or silver in those areas. Okay. Well, the same thing is true for the minerals we need. We need 60, and plants only need 3. And so this has been a problem since 1882. Why did the problem start in 1882? Well, the problem started in 1882 when we started going to electricity. Went to electricity, we were in trouble, because when we're using wood and coal for fuel, right, we're putting the wood ashes in our gardens and the coal ashes in our gardens, and the wood ashes and coal ashes contained all the minerals that the plants had sucked up out of the ground, put them back in the ground as fertilizer. So the plants would suck them up, we'd eat those plants, we get the minerals. Well, that all changed and went to electricity. Suddenly now, we're not getting any minerals. Okay. Because electricity doesn't produce minerals. And it's been a big, big, big problem. And in 1900, just about everybody in the industrialized world had switched over to electricity, okay, from wood and coal. And the disease rate just went spiraling upwards. And the medical doctors were all running up and down the streets, high-fiving and saying, hey, how wonderful, God is good, he's giving us all these sick patients to deal with. We're here to help those sick patients. They just give them drugs to suppress the symptoms. They don't give them any minerals to stop the problem.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's
not getting to the root cause.
Yeah, that's one of the wings of the excuse me, it's one of the wings of fractionated nutrition. Okay, because the nature of going to electricity cut off our source of minerals, and that produced horrible statistics. Okay, and it still occurs so much around the industrialized world. And of course, you know, people, they don't even take the time to use a fireplace anymore, just on Friday nights or anything like that, and cook some marshmallows or popcorn or something, and then take the ashes and throw them in the garden, or put them in a pot so you can sprinkle some on your mashed potatoes or something like that. They don't do that anymore.
No.
So the only way you're going to guarantee you're going to get all 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 minerals, 3 fatty acids, no matter where you live, okay? And instead of dying in your 50s and 60s and 70s, we want you to you know, everybody has to die. You're not going to live forever. But we want you to live to be at least 120, 130, 140, 150. And you can do this if you avoid all the bad stuff: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, rye, and oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. If that one's got to go. And then you supplement with the 90 essential nutrients according to your body weight. And that's why we have such a great community. That's the word I'm looking for. We have a great community in longevity because everybody knows. Now, one of the things that's currently really spiking is a problem, okay, is a problem. And it's called the metabolic syndrome. Have you heard about the metabolic syndrome?
Can't say that I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the metabolic syndrome is, they want you to think it's a genetic thing. No, it's a combination of nutritional deficiencies that result in diabetes, high blood pressure, low thyroid, stroke, let's see here, infertility, let's see here, blood platelet deficiencies, abdominal obesity is a big one, abdominal obesity, diabetes, I said diabetes, abdominal obesity. And then it's one of those things where you have to appreciate that the metabolic syndrome afflicts 25% of the American population. 25% of the American population is afflicted with some of the metabolic syndrome diseases. Okay, and they're more than 25% in the, let's see here, when you're looking at racial and ethnic communities, because they tend to eat, they ate in the old world, and they're bringing those recipes over here, but they were getting runoff from the glacial milk, okay, living near the mountains, and they were getting minerals that way. They were still using wood ashes and coal ashes as fertilizer and as and also something to spice up their food. And that's why they were living so long. Then they came over here, eat the same exact recipe, but they're eating things that grow in a soil that don't have anything in there.
Yeah.
And they're using electricity. So that's why they're having trouble. Okay. They can't figure it out. And the doctor said, oh, it's a genetic thing. Well, they didn't have problems with their family and their grandmas and great-grandmas and great-great-grandmas and stuff because they're living near all these minerals and they're growing their gardens in these mineral sources. And this is why they didn't have any problems until they moved here, which we don't have the minerals.
Which is quite sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very simple issue. But of course, the medical system has taken advantage of that. And, well, you have a genetic thing, you need to come in here once every month. Come in once every month, we'll do a blood test. Oh, if this one's up, we're going to give you some more medication to bring this down. And you better come next week. Don't wait a month, come next week. Okay, and this is how this goes. And this is why doctors are so rich and patients are so poor. And they die.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
whereas if they get all their 90 essential nutrients.
Yeah. And so this is why we started out something very simple, the Healthy Start Pack. Healthy Start Pack. One of them, our Healthy Start Pack. Let's see here. We called it the Pig Pack Plus because I was a veterinarian. I wasn't a physician yet. So we looked at what we were feeding animals. Okay. So let's make something that's, like the animal food we're giving animals. They don't have all these diseases because they're nutritional deficiency diseases. And the Pig Pack Plus was a mixture of our plant-derived minerals, which, the glacial milk, Ultimate Tangy Tangerine, which is our first real serious multiple that had a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. And then beyond OsteoFX, a lot of calcium and other calcium associated minerals and so forth to help the bones and so forth. Ultimate EFAs, essential fatty acids, prevent thrombus and blood clots and that sort of stuff. And then glucogel, which is one of my personal products that I've made to replace let's see here, replace the stuff they used to make by burning, let's see here, food, okay? And they're getting these things, extracting the minerals, okay, from food, okay, and and giving them to people. Grandma would boil food and bones, okay, to make this bone broth, is what they called it, bone broth. And that's how people got their minerals in America.
Yeah.
We didn't have them in our soil and our food and everything. So those people who use bone broth, that's what they did. Well, we said, it's too messy now. And people are, they're not making bone broth anymore. They're working for big factories and things, and they get nice paychecks, and they just buy food, and they don't boil bone broth anymore. And so we came up with the Pig Pack Plus. Well, then it became clear that there was over 600 different diseases we had to deal with, and this was too limited. So we came up with the Beyond, let's see here, Osteo FX, okay. We needed the head.
They have it right here, yeah.
Yeah. What's the big one now? The head and, what is it?
Well, Healthy Body, Brain, and Heart Pack's the big one
The
now.
Healthy Brain, the Healthy Brain and Heart
Yeah,
Pack.
that's the one I love. It's
Yeah, it has over 100 nutrients in it. Okay. The Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. I take 2 of those per month. I take a full dose of everything twice a day. Plus, I take our vitamins and minerals that eliminate 600 different diseases. I do that. I do that 2-3 times a day, depending on the product. Everything from you name it, arthritis, osteoporosis. I mean, the money we spend on these things will freak you out. When you're talking about, let's see here, I'll get them right. I don't want to. It used to be we'd get Parkinson's disease, 60,000 new cases a year in America each year. Just a couple of months ago, it went up to 90,000 new cases a year, went up 50%. Parkinson's disease. And doctors say, well, it's a genetic thing. No, it's actually a nutritional deficiency thing. Okay, and that's where we came up with the I-26. We have the soft chewables, we have the capsules, we have the powder. The I-26 is the builder of the myelin, the white matter of the brain and spinal cord. Okay, and then there's so many things we have going on here. Let's just look at arthritis, very common. We spend each year in America just to treat the symptoms of arthritis. Now, bone broth used to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Okay, but now people don't eat bone broth. They don't take our supplements all the time. And so those people, they spend $626.8 billion a year just to treat arthritis symptoms in America and not to prevent it or cure it. $626.8 billion a year just to treat the symptoms of arthritis in America. Okay, diabetes is $342 billion just to treat the symptoms, not to prevent it or cure it. Heart disease, $316.8 billion. Obesity, $260 billion. Okay, and high blood pressure, $131 billion. This is crazy. And osteoporosis, are you sitting down?
Yes.
Okay. Well, osteoporosis, which we used to get rid of and prevent with our bone broth, which cost us, 50 cents a day to boil last night's bones.
Yeah.
Right now in America each year, and Canada and the EU, these 3 communities, we spend $6.5 trillion with a T, $6.5 trillion a year just to prevent the symptoms, not to prevent it or cure it. So when
that's
you add
crazy.
the two together, when you add the 2 together, it's over $7 trillion we're spending to deal with this. Okay. And then we have, of course, it's all in your head, where you have osteoporosis of the skull. Doctors know nothing about this. Osteoporosis of the skull. Osteoporosis of the skull, there's about 30, there you go, 35 or 50 different diseases. Okay. Cranial nerve number 1 gets squeezed by osteoporosis of the skull. And show page number 6.
That's the page I was looking for.
Page number 6. There you go. The top one, the top of the skull has been removed. The camera's looking down on the brain, and you see that the skull is a quarter of an inch thick. That's a normal skull. The bottom one, the top of the skull has been removed. The camera's looking down on the brain, but you see this one has osteoporosis of the skull. It's 1.5 to 2 inches thick. And all the tunnels in the walls of the skull that allow those 12 pairs of cranial nerves to travel through and get outside and do their job, carry the brain's messages to all the tissues outside the skull. Suddenly now you're in trouble. Okay.
Yeah, so you need this.
They're 85 to 95% closed tunnels, putting all the pressure on those nerves. And this is why people get headaches and they losing their vision. They have their pupils don't react to light. They get double vision, Bell's palsy, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, loss of the gag reflex, gastroparesis, loss of trapezius muscle being able, and your neck being able to work properly, atrophy of the tongue and taste and speech.
This one at the top's the one we're aiming for.
All of these things are just causing osteoporosis of the skull. And it's one of those things where, you know, we just have to say, okay, we have to get back to the basics here. And nobody's going to go back to boiling bones every night and get their bone broth like they did for 1,000 years. And so that's why we came up with the
glucogels.
The glucogel. That's why I came up with the glucogel. So it's a clean little soft gel capsule. It's made out of the collagen, out of the bones, and out of cartilage, ligaments, and tendons, and connective tissue. And it works like a charm. I take 3 of those twice a day. And I only weigh 142 pounds. Okay?
Yeah. Wow.
So this is one of those things, all these things that the medical system are calling the metabolic syndrome, we can get rid of. They're all nutritional deficiency diseases. We just have to get rid of the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no brown oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And let's see here. No, I said no sugar. And also none of the things that occur in fried fats and that sort of stuff. Okay. You got to get rid of those things, get them out of your diet. Oh, but they taste so good. Well, are you prepared to give up 30 years of your life and die a miserable, painful death because you can't give up French fries? Okay.
It's an interesting point you made there, Doc. I am astounded of the number of people who say to me, oh, look, I don't want to live a long life, but they're in extreme pain. They're depressed all the time. They're having all these health issues. And I said, it doesn't matter whether you want to live a long life or a short life. Why don't you want to live a healthy life? It's about living a healthy life the best we can, no matter how long the good Lord has given us on this earth. And that's, I mean, if the Lord takes me home tomorrow, that's God's choice, not mine. I want to be, I want to go out knowing that I did everything in my power to live the healthiest life that I absolutely possibly could, not suffering in pain and all that sort of stuff. And
it goes along with a fractionated diet, because a fractionated diet, you're not going to get everything you need. Okay, because you're not getting the wood ashes, and some wood ashes only had 3 minerals in it. And those people didn't live very long. They had all kinds of problems. Well, they got bad genes, is what doctors would say.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things where they missed it by 1,000,000 miles. After having done 40,000 autopsies between humans and animals, and given so many lectures around the world, and gotten rid of so many diseases and everything with nutritional programs, I know some things. I don't know.
You do know some things. And because you know some things, I want to ask you this, because I've been asked this: can fractionalized nutrition be effectively combined with other natural medicine practices for enhancing health outcomes?
Well, you can increase the healthy incomes if you're using herbs and spices and things like that. And if you're going to somebody who's a naturopathic doctor or a herbalist or something like that, they're going to give you vitamins and minerals. but they may only give you a few of them. They're not going to give you 90. Okay, we're the ones that figured out you needed 90, and we should have patented that, but we just wanted to get it out to the world. Okay, the 90 essential nutrients, because I'm counting how many minerals are in the hair analyses, how many minerals are in the blood, how many vitamins are stored in the liver, and all this kind of stuff. This is all in these books. Okay, it's
You should patent that, Doc.
well, we have. It's all in your head. We have a book, The Wallach Revolution. We have a book that's called Epigenetics. I'm one of the founders of that. Epigenetics, that particular science. Okay, epigenetics. And when you read the beginning of the book and you go through, you know, all the diseases that are talked about in this book, okay, it drives you crazy because my doctor didn't tell me that. My doctor didn't tell me that. Well, that's why I wrote this book, because I heard that a million times. My doctor didn't tell me that. That's because the doctor didn't get any nutritional training in school. All they got is training on what drug to use. And of course, pharmaceutical companies pay for all that. What drug to use when you had hepatitis? Okay, what type of drugs you use when you had chronic heart disease? What did you use when you had arthritis? Oh, aspirin. Is that going to rebuild your bones? No.
Just covers it up.
Yeah, if you're constipated, take an herb and it'll get your bowel movement moving. Are you still eating gluten? Well, yeah. My dad ate the gluten oatmeal for breakfast every morning, and he lived to be 90. Oh, did he live on a farm? Oh, yeah, he was a farmer all his life, and he was putting wood ashes and coal ashes in the garden. Well, that's why he lived to be 90.
Yeah, very good. So, Doc, could you share some success stories that you've had, or case studies where fractionalized nutrition has made a significant difference in someone's health?
Okay, yeah, I I have one case. It's a woman in her 50s now, and she's only 5'6", but she was up to 250 pounds.
Oh,
She was eating 6, 8, 10 meals a day. She was starving to death, she said. I'm starving to death. Well, if you look in the mirror, you're not starving to death. Okay. And so we got her going on the minerals, and in 3 months' time, she lost 150 pounds.
wow.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and you know this woman. She's one of our great distributors in longevity. She has a huge following, especially if people who are, they have somebody in their family who's obese. We need to go talk to her.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is one of those things where it's an example. Just like your car, when the engine's running hot, do you have antifreeze in your radiator? Do you have oil in your engine? Okay. Oh no, I'm missing a quart or two oil. Well, you better fill it up, otherwise you're going to burn your engine up. Okay.
And then it won't go anywhere.
Yeah, same thing is true with us. It's one of those things where you have to give your body what it needs to maintain itself, to protect itself, and to revitalize itself, and to replicate itself. Those are all very heavy duty, what should I say, requirements for maintaining a species. Okay. You can't just eat calories. You just can't eat calories. And so many doctors think, well, just eat well, you get everything you need. No, that's not even close to true. There's a
yes,
few
but because one person's idea of eating well is actually, when you look at what they class as eating well, all the things that are on the bad food list are in amongst their eating well. Fried chicken, for example. I don't class that as eating well.
The fried chicken damages your arteries, damages your brain, damages your heart, damages your liver, damages your pancreas, damages your muscles, damages your nerves. fried chicken kills more people than all the wars we've had. So it's one of
Yes.
those things where my grandma used to really, she could fry chicken, let me tell you. Yeah. What'd you do with the wood ashes every morning? Oh, we threw it in the garden. Oh, do you still do that anymore? No, we don't have a fireplace anymore. We have electricity.
Mm.
Talking about what?
Yes, they're getting it some way, weren't they?
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, yeah, I can remember that was one of my jobs, was to take the wood ashes out of the house, out of the fireplace, out of the kitchen stove. And we had a compost pile, okay, which was everything, from the trimmings off of food we would eat to trimmings when we harvested things and stuff we weren't going to eat. We threw that on the compost pile, and then you'd throw the wood ashes and coal ashes into the compost pile, and within a couple of weeks, it would
Make good mulch.
yeah, it would go through its process and make a good fertilizer mulch. And but it had those wood ashes, and it had the coal ashes and stuff. Well, we don't have that much anymore. There's very few people in America that are putting wood ashes in their garden every morning, or putting coal ashes in their gardens every morning. What's a garden?
Yes, a lot of people don't have those today, unless it's got flowers in it, and well,
Yeah,
you can eat.
not Flour, but Flower.
Yeah.
And most people won't eat their flour.
Oh, well, you can eat dandelions, can't you?
Hmm?
You can eat dandelions.
Oh yeah, you can eat dandelion. There's plenty of flour, wildflowers you can eat and cook and so forth. But at any rate, I want to invite everybody to, go to our website, www.drjwallach.com, www.drjwallach.com, and look at the books on there.
Yeah, they're great books.
Yeah, you look at the books, and again, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures is good, covers a lot of territory. Epigenetics, I'm one of the founders of that science. Okay, it's very, very good. And then Let's Play Doctor, the Wallach Revolution. Um, it was,
And don't forget about this little one.
yeah, these
It's
books
all in your head.
all in your head. Oh yeah, that's the newest one. We're working on another one now. Okay, and that one should be out. I think by summer it should be out. So
Well, that's not that far away for you guys.
yeah, it's about 2 months.
We're coming into winter. Hey, Doc, I'm getting off the subject a little bit, but I think that kind of would marry in. Now, I've had someone say to me that they don't have any blood flow or oxygen going to their brain. What would your response be to someone who says that? I mean, to me, that makes no sense.
Okay, well they
If you've
need
got no oxygen or blood going to your brain,
well they'll faint if they don't have enough oxygen in the brain. Okay, and the brain, needs oxygen like every place else. And of course, the brain is like, depending on the part of the brain you're looking at, is anywhere from 50 to 85% of the white matter of the brain. Okay, and the same thing is true of the spinal cord. The let's see here. Oh, we have the I-26. Okay, which goes into the white matter of the brain and spinal cord. Okay. The foot chart. That's a good one for the brain stuff. 20, page 26 and 27 goes into that. And so if you have trouble with headaches and sleep and can't remember anything and so forth, you know, you're looking at the white matter of the brain disappearing, white matter of the spinal cord disappearing. Okay. And it's one of those things where it's yeah, there's so many of these Bell's palsy, cervical spondylosis, Alzheimer's disease, multiple sclerosis, carpal tunnel syndrome, brain or spinal cord tumors.
Yeah, I mean,
the myelin, the white matter of the brain going away. Okay.
Yeah.
You can repair all that within weeks. Okay. Just by taking the I-26. Okay. I like the soft chewables. I take
me too.
Yeah, I take the soft chewables. I like the I like
the French vanilla flavor.
I like the French vanilla, but there's also a banana coconut, which people love, the banana coconut. So I like the, and I'll have a couple of those here during the break. Okay. And so I go through at least 6 of these a day, one way or another. Okay. And again, it's
my grandkids love those. My grandkids love those.
Oh, yeah. But to make sure they understand that this builds their brain, they'll give them good grades in school because their brain will be smarter. And then don't forget the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets for circulation. Excuse me, for circulation into the brain and spinal cord. Ultimate Daily Classic gets the blood pressure down. I get people who are on dialysis, you know, like twice a week, 10 years, and in 2 months' time, they're totally off of dialysis because of that Ultimate Daily Classic tablets.
So do you find that when people talk about having lesions on their brain, would these things all help that as well?
Oh, yeah. Because when they have, quote, lesions on their brain, they may have a little blood clot up in there, cut off some blood supply to an area. The myelin is slowly disappearing, and they don't always start and stop at the same places. So some people, they start losing their myelin on the front end. Some people, they start losing their myelin in their spinal cord first, and they get different diseases. But it's all really the same disease, but they're getting different symptoms because it's happening in different areas of the brain, just sort of a dumb luck thing one way or another.
Dumb luck. And so, because the topic today is fractionalized nutrition, and that would all marry into that. These would be some of the things that would be caused from fractionalized nutrition.
That's right. Fractionalized nutrition is one of the most costly things you can eat, fractionalized nutrition, because it causes diseases, it causes early death. And when you have diseases, you're spending that money and time to deal with all these various diseases you have. And they're really just nutritional deficiency diseases. And the doctor has no earthly idea what it is. He says, well, if it runs in your family, well, everybody in your family is using grandma's recipes. So that's why everybody in the family has a problem. It's not a genetic thing. But doctors point out, said, well, you got 3 people in your family right here in town that have the same problem. It's a genetic thing. They don't know anything.
No, there, because like I guess so we have the whole food nutrition, and these kind of both marry together really well, don't they? Do you think?
Yeah, you need to take all 90 essential nutrients as a supplement, and then eat well, eat broad, and only cook safely. Don't do any of the bad cooking. Okay, and that's the beauty of the book Epigenetics Rare has been cures. It's Let's Play Doctor, the Wallach Revolution, Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, yeah, all these things teach you what to do properly to maximize health and longevity, and being able to do things you want to do, compared with people who just go grab a hamburger someplace or go eat some spaghetti. It's all wheat.
Yeah, well, it's scary actually. I've seen it a few times actually, where I think it's in Iceland, where they actually refuse to have fast food companies there. They actually got rid of them, and they've got a museum there that has actually got the very last McDonald's, fries and burger that was made there. Got it in a museum, and I can't remember how many years it is now that hasn't been there, with 25 or more, and it's still exactly the same as it was the day it was made. It hasn't got mold, like it hasn't deteriorated, nothing. And
well, they probably sprayed it with some.
I don't know. We just think maybe they reckon they haven't treated it. It's just from all the chemicals and that they found actually in it. I mean, that's a little scary.
Okay, well, I apologize, but I've got to run.
Yes, we got to run. So thank you, Doc, for explaining fractionalized nutrition to us today, and for your time. And as I ask you all here nicely in Bronie as well, to stay safe, stay informed, be empowered, but do not live in fear, my friends. And when you are getting your nutrition right, having that 90 essential nutrients that our body needs and can't produce, then you too will be powerful, beautiful, brilliant, and most definitely very brave. God bless you all. Catch you again tomorrow here
in long life
in Bronie's World. And thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear.
Bye.